Welcome to Clarksville Soccer Club. I'm Keen Barclay, the Executive Director and Director of Coaching. I'm going to briefly talk to you about some information and background into Clarksville Soccer Club, what your expectations can be, who we are, and what our process is for achieving what we believe is our success. So, what is the difference between recreational soccer and competitive club soccer? CSC's competitive program is geared towards players who have outgrown a recreational program and are looking for a more challenging soccer environment. Clarksville Soccer Club's competitive teams are divided into 4 phases: 4v4, 7v7, 9v9, and 11v11, based on the ages of the athletes. We are typically U8 to U19. The main objective of CSC's player development pathway is to help each player reach his or her potential and achieve their goals. Depending on the player's commitment to proactively learn about soccer and their success on the field, the athlete will have every opportunity to blossom in the next competitive phase. One of the other main differences between recreational and competitive is all of our coaches are paid professional coaches who hold licenses from the U.S. Soccer Federation. Depending on what level they're playing at, they're required to hold a certain level of licensure. We are a member of Tennessee State Soccer Association, and we are also under the umbrella of the United States Youth Soccer Association, known as the USYSA. Our teams will typically train twice a week for approximately an hour and a half. Our matches are split into 3 different types. There are friendlies, which are games that are played for the players to have the opportunity to put into practice and demonstrate their understanding of the concepts that they had been learning in training. There are tournaments, which are played on the weekends locally and regionally, where typically you'll play 3 to 4 games in a weekend. And there are winners and medals that you can win at these tournaments, and some of those tournaments can potentially help you to get into other broader national events. There's also the Tennessee State League, known as the TSL, and that starts at U13. And those teams will compete in their region, whether it's Middle District, so ours would be the Middle District, and then they will compete to qualify for the State Cup, and the State Cup happens at the end of the year. The winner of the State Cup will go on to play in a regional event as well as a national event if they continue to win there. Our state leagues are split into 3 divisions. There's Division 1, 2, and 3, and both Divisions 1 and 2 have regional events as well as national events. The season is changes, so if you're a high school-aged boy, their seasons are in the fall. If you're not yet in high school, your season would be 10 months, ranging from August to May, and the high school girls would start at the conclusion of their high school season, which is typically in November, and it would run through May as well. Our seasons end around our tournament, which is the 3rd weekend in May, and then we have tryouts the 2 weeks after that. So what's the role of how we generate our success over the season? Well, it's CSC's long-term vision that players develop into citizens who hold value to their community and actively contribute to help advance their community, who also desire to continuously grow and learn in the broadest sense, to become a better spouse, a better parent, a neighbor. Soccer is our vehicle to accomplish that, and CSC aspires to foster a lifelong love for the game of soccer in all athletes and their families. CSC holds a strong view that the ultimate success of our program is not defined by the outcomes and the number of wins, but rather by the extent to which our players understand the tactical principles of play and are able to demonstrate that into the field of play. It's about learning problem-solving skills and the ability to translate that into everyday life beyond soccer. Who helps in the contribution to that success? We believe that there are 3 main roles: the role of the coach, the role of the player, and the role of the family. The role of the coach would include the 6 tasks of a coach. Those tasks are coaching a training session, coaching a game, managing the training environment, leadership, leading the player, and leading the team. And as a coaching staff, we break all of the aspects of player development into those 6 tasks. The coach also would provide evaluations of the player to help them along their pathway of development. What's the role of the player? Well, I think there's three main attributes that we're looking for in the role of the player: commitment, effort, and attitude. Commitment meaning the commitment to the team, showing up to every training, being a part of everything the coach and the team are asking of you. Your effort in what you put forward in all of those tasks, the effort that you put forward in your commitment to the team and your commitment to the club, and your attitude, how willing you are to grow, how courageous you can be to work outside the box to become a better player, to become a better member of our club, to become a better member of our community. What's the role of the family? I think a common phrase would be, what's celebrated is what's repeated. So if we celebrate goals, then players are going to focus on that outcome of scoring goals is what's important. If we focus on the effort, the attitude, and the commitment, those are the behaviors that we can repeat. So I think that's an integral part that the family plays in helping foster those three aspects of the role of the player. Another role under the family would be our sideline behavior. It's talked about often of not coaching from the sideline. Now, there's two main reasons behind why it's important that our families aren't coaching their players or their teammates during the game. One, it's a contrasting voice. When their parents are telling them to do something and maybe potentially their coaches ask them to do something different, it becomes a contrast. The other aspect is we're not fostering a problem-solving skill if we're telling our children what to do during the game and what they need to be executing, right? Allowing them to learn that in their own environment, in the game, really fosters that problem-solving, developing skill. The other aspect is how we treat our officials. I think this is another important element of how we behave on the sideline is we treat our officials with respect at all times. So the contribution of the role of the coach, the role of the player, and the role of the family are all going to contribute to CSC's long-term vision of success and hope that players develop into citizens who hold value in their community, actively contribute and help advance their community, foster a love for all people, find joy in helping others, become good problem solvers, and transform into future leaders in the broadest sense of the word. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to listen and watch this video. I'm really excited for the upcoming season and wish everyone the best of luck.